Hi guys! Okay, so today is Tuesday, April 21st. We're going to talk about Sparta's government today. So you're going to need this PowerPoint, and then we're going to review what an oligarchy means. I know we talked about this like maybe March? Maybe. And then we're going to learn about the 4 areas of Spartan government, and we're going to summarize what each area does in your own words. So that's your big task, okay? So your learning target is I can describe the government of Sparta and how it impacted its citizens. And I'm going to be assessing you through your summaries, okay? So that's how I'm going to know if you're meeting this target or not. You can review the oligarchy, and we're going to review oligarchy. That's our first assess criteria. Then we're going to identify key components that make up an oligarchy, and then we're going to do that summarizing, okay? So this is where you're going to find today's lesson video. You guys know that. All right, so quick review. What is an oligarchy? Hot tip, go look at your vocab sheet from either the physical sheet or the one that's in your Google Drive. I'm trying to locate mine real quickly so I can show you it. No. Okay. Mine's hiding, but go locate it. If you can't find it, click on this link right here. Go ahead and click on this link, and this link will help you, okay? That's where we got the PowerPoint from. So click on that, find out what an oligarchy is, and then put your answer in this gray box right now. So as a quick review, what is an oligarchy? An oligarchy is a form of government where the power lies with a few people. So that could be 2 people, that could be 30, that could be 50, could be 300. Doesn't matter the amount of people in there. Doesn't matter the number of people that are in the oligarchy that are holding all the voting power, that are holding all the decision-making power. That doesn't matter. What matters is that whoever the people are who are holding that power, they have to be less than all of the people that live in that country. So, for example, I'm getting out my markers right now. For example, in America, we have a Congress, and Congress is the House and the Senate, remember? And they are the ones that make the laws and they vote on the laws for our country, okay? In Congress, there was a total of 535 members, okay? They are the ones that have the power, okay? Those E's look horrible. All right, that's a little bit better. And that one still sucks. Okay, so we have 500. Oh, that is big words. There we go. So we have 535 people who have the power, all right? Now, that number is significantly smaller than the whole population of citizens in America, which is 296.3 million citizens. Okay? And so some people would argue that because there are such a small number of people in Congress compared to the whole voting population, that America kind of has an oligarchy. It's a small group of people. Now, yes, 535, that is a lot. That would be like close to all the students in Walnut. But compared to 296.3 million, it's a small amount. So whether you agree with that or you don't agree with that is up to you, but I want you to tell me, what do you think? Okay, could we be considered an oligarchy, or are we not considered an oligarchy? That is up to you. So go ahead and put your response in the gray box below. Now, don't forget to tell me why. Provide the evidence. Okay, so Spartan government titles. In Sparta, there are 4 areas of the government, and we're going to talk about each of those areas, and we're going to kind of dig a little deeper. So our first area is our 2 kings, okay? Then we have the Council of Elders, and that is also called the Gerousia, okay? Then there's the General Assembly, and don't confuse this with Athens' General Assembly, okay? Athens had a General Assembly, Sparta has their own, okay? Our last group is up here, and they are called the Aphors. All right? So we have 4 different groups that we're going to talk about throughout this. So the first one is the Spartan 2 kings, okay? So Sparta's going to have 2 kings, and they're kind of at the very top of the government. And these kings, they come from 2 different ruling families. So in order for you to be one of the kings, you have to be born into one of those ruling families. These kings, they're going to lead the army together. If the army has to actually go to war, one king is going to go with the army, while the other king is going to stay at home, and they're going to make sure the government in Sparta is run perfectly. So that is a great thing about having 2 kings, is you can divide up power. They're also going to work really closely with the emperors, and we'll talk about who the emperors are in a moment. They also have to follow the Reta, and the Reta is the Spartan constitution. So there's a constitution that kind of defines what each of these 4 areas of government have to do and what the requirements are. And the kings do have to follow that. So they just can't do whatever they want. They do have to answer to certain people. The next area is the Council of Elders, or it's also called the Gerousia. The Gerousia. The Gerousia, or the Council of Elders, is made up of 28 men. And these men, in order to be part of the council, you have to be over 60 years old. You have to own land. So if you own land, you're probably also a member of the upper class. And you have to be ready to serve for your entire life. These are lifetime appointed positions. Okay. And the being 60 years old, well, one of the reasons why that's the age requirement is because that is the age that you were released from mandatory government military service. So if you were a lucky soldier and you actually made it to the age of 60 and you were not killed in any battle or any combat, then you could potentially, and you own land and you remember the upper class, then you could potentially be part of the Council of Elders. Okay? This council also serves as a court in Sparta, and that's very similar to our federal courts here in America, like the Supreme Court or the federal district courts. I think there's one in Omaha. Could be wrong. But judges that serve on the Supreme Court, they are appointed for their entire life. You can't fire a judge. They have to either retire themselves or they die while serving. And that's the same thing here at the Council of Elders. These men either retired or they died while serving. This council could only make suggestions, okay? They can't really pass anything, but they can make suggestions on certain changes like laws, money, taxes, items, wars, if we should go to war, not go to war, education needs, all other issues of Spartan life. The Council of Elders would make suggestions to change those different things. So the Spartan General Assembly, also known as the Gerousia. Wait. Hold on, that's not right. It's just the General Assembly. I'm so sorry, okay? The General Assembly doesn't have a funny name. The Council of Elders is the one that has the funny name. General Assembly does not. So the General Assembly, that is all male citizens that could be part of the General Assembly. All male citizens. You don't have to own land. If you're a male and you're over the age of 30, you can join. They're going to hold meetings with the Council of Elders, the kings, and the emperors. So they're going to hold those meetings. In these meetings that they held, they're going to hear the suggestions for changes from the Council of Elders, or these changes could come from the emperors. So they're going to hear all of these different suggestions. Now, the General Assembly members themselves, they can't debate on any of the suggestions. The people who can debate are only the kings, the elders, and the emperors, and then maybe anybody else who's a government worker. Maybe somebody who's not part of the General Assembly or any one of those other government organizations, but maybe they're involved heavily with the education school for the boys who are learning how to fight. Maybe they can speak, okay? So the General Assembly is going to hear all these people. They're going to hear the suggestions. They're going to hear the changes that want to be made. And then they can vote on those proposed changes, all right? They're also going to deal with things like foreign policy, so treaties, or going to war. They're going to make those decisions of who they should go to war with. They're also going to appoint military leaders. That is huge, so military generals. They also get to elect the Council of Elders. So it's an elected position, the Council of Elders. It's a lifetime elected position, but the General Assembly elects it, okay? So that's kind of one of their connections to the Council of Elders, is they get to elect those people. They also get to elect members of the Ephor, okay? So they also get to elect those guys. So they really get to do a lot of appointing and electing of different people to different positions. That's a big part of the General Assembly. The final group of the Spartan government is the Aphors. And the Aphors, they're the religious leaders of Sparta, the top religious leaders. There's only 5 of them, and they only get to serve for 1 year. So once they're elected by the General Assembly, they only get to serve 1 year. They, a lot of times, will work really closely with those 2 kings. And one of the reasons why they work so closely with them is because at any moment where those 2 kings can't agree on an issue, so maybe King A wants to go with issue 1 and King B goes with issue 2, and they can't figure out a solution, and there's arguments, the Ephors are going to come in and they're going to make the deciding vote. And so that's why there's 5 of them, so that there's always a winning side, okay? They're also going to debate different topics during those meetings that are held by the General Assembly, so they get to do that as well. But it's a very elite position to be part of the Aphors. And again, it's only for 1 year. So this video is a really good resource as a quick review of kind of what I've gone over. So I encourage you guys to pause my video and go watch this video here. All right, this is your task, okay? Your big task for the day. You've got your 4 areas. You've got your 2 Spartan kings, you have your Council of Elders, you have your General Assembly, and you have the Aphor. I want you to tell me, how do you become each one of those positions? How do you get into it? Tell me what each one of those positions does, and then how do they interact with the other positions? So how do the kings interact with the Council of Elders? Maybe how do they interact with the General Assembly? Maybe how they interact with the Aphors? How the Council of Elders interact with the General Assembly? How does the General Assembly interact with all these different people? So how do they interact? How do all of these systems connect to each other? Because it is kind of a checks and balances type of situation where one area can appoint members to another area, and that kind of balances that power, and then that area gets to check in with these people, and that balances their power. So they are very much connected. So this is our big task for the day, okay? This image is also a really great resource to kind of help you with your summarizing, as well as just kind of get you an idea of how different groups are interacting. So if you don't go back through the slides, or you don't watch the video, but you look at this image, that may help you get started a little bit. And then live lesson, okay? We have a live lesson scheduled for this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. The video posted below, that's kind of my expectations. I want you to watch that. And then we're going to be comparing life in Athens to life in Sparta. That's going to be our big topic for the day. FYI, your Zoom username needs to be your school name so that I know who you are, okay? So last thing is, make sure you turn in with the blue button. The arrow's pointing to the blue button. Make sure you turn it in. I miss all of you guys a ton. Stay safe. Practice social distancing. We will get through this together. Have a great day, guys. Bye.